I think the right can learn from the left. Woohoo! Yeah, so much better. It worked. Okay, right. So today I'm at Gymnation, so gym up at London Bridge in London, and I'm going to do some handstand training today. The plan is to do a lot of different bits, sort of looking at my shoulder strength, shoulder mobility, but primarily today is a technique day. The goal, as always, is moving towards one arm handstand. And so today I'm sort of like thinking that I want to do a bit of a review on what I know about training handstands. I want to see what bubbles to the surface throughout the training session and what's going to present itself to be useful today, with that ultimate goal of each session and trying to move towards one arm handstand becoming a more competent and easy thing for me to do in my body. I want to get to the stage where I'm walking along the street and I just know that I could do one if if I wanted to. Whereas right now it's sort of like it's a bit of a question mark as to whether it would actually happen or not. So that's the goal for today. But first, I'm going to drink my coffee and I'm going to do a little bit of reading. Okay, so I've had my coffee and that was really, really enjoyable. And I did a load of reading just now, which inspired me for my warm-up. I actually decided to do some foam rolling today, which I haven't done in ages. I always used to get on the foam roller at the beginning of a gymnastics session back when I was training as a gymnast, but I just haven't done it in a very long time. But I was reading in this textbook about foam rolling and I thought, oh, I'll have a little go at that. And it actually felt really, really good. Gosh, it was sore. I thought, oh my God, this is so painful. I was getting into my hips and my shoulders, but now there's sort of like this flush feeling, which is really, really cool. And then I moved into my own isometric warm-up stuff, which is the kind of thing that I very usually do, getting a lot of activation, a lot of sort of burn into the muscles, and body's feeling really good. I feel like very active and I have a real clear vision of what I want to do with the session today. So I'm going to move on to my first bit of sort of specific warm-up for this handstand training, which is something which is hopefully going to promote the protraction of my shoulders, which I know is an important thing for having my shoulders overhead, but I don't really want to be thinking about it when I'm doing the actual exercise. So I'm going to do some work on that now that's hopefully going to pay off when I come to do my actual technical training. Okay, so I'm going to talk about what I'm going to do and then I'm going to do it, because of the way I'm going to use the bar, it would squish the microphone if I tried to talk and do it at the same time. But essentially, I'm just going to do kind of like a warm-up that you would do if you were doing some front squats, and that's going to assist with getting this protraction in my shoulder, really getting my shoulder blade round the side of my body. And then I'm going to use sort of upwards force into the bar to kind of really help promote that activity in the muscle, which is hopefully going to mean it's really fired up and behaving like that when I move into my handstand work a little bit later on. So I'm going to do that now. So I literally just got myself into the position and I was using thoracic extension as well as a posterior tilt to really kind of promote this position that I'm after with the shoulder and the way that I'd like my body to behave later on in the session. And yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. It's a little bit of an experiment today. So yeah, we'll go with that. Okay, so I'm navigating my way around the gym today. There's quite a lot of people in, quite busy, but I've managed to find myself some space and I'm going to get on with my technical handstand warm-up. Now, what I'm going to start with today is jumping up into a tuck position in my handstand. I'm going to do 3 sets of 5 jump ups to tuck. Let that start to, get that feeling of actually being in the handstand. And that just feels like what I want to begin with today. Okay, so I'm going to do my first set and then, well, we'll see how it is. And then I'll talk to you a little bit about what I'm actively, deliberately doing and also how it feels. I feel like the aesthetics of this video are a little bit of a mess. So it's a good thing that I'm so beautiful. Okay, right. So this idea of the thoracic extension, if you can see my body here, going like this up through here, it's really helping me to get my arm into the position that I want it. So I know I want it protracted, but I think that I've been confused in the past about this kind of like rolling in the rib cage thing. But that always like doesn't work for me because it tightens up my shoulder this way and pulls it in the wrong direction. What I'm finding in my body right now is that if I extend thoracically like this, thoracic extension, then protract, and then posterior tilt underneath there, this gives me the line that I'm after. So what I'm doing when I'm setting up my position is thinking about this thoracic extension through here and allowing for that push, like my serratus is pulling this muscle underneath like that, so that I can then press it up and into position. And that's what that whole warm-up back over in the other part of the gym was about, getting those muscles really, really activated. And the point of this is to try and make the standard two-arm handstand position just as easy as it can possibly be, like absolutely nothing. Because the one arm is so technically challenging that I want that two arm to just be like completely consolidated, as easy as it can possibly be. I am just wandering around the gym at this point looking for space, but I think I found myself a nice gentle spot. It got very busy over there and it made me extremely frustrated inside that I couldn't do my nice handstand vloggy video. So I found myself a nice calm spot. I'm going to move on to my second exercise, which is like going up and down between a tuck and a straight position. The idea of this one is just, again, finding that stability in the two-arm position, changing the shape up above, but keeping my focus on that extension through the shoulders, lightly drawing in my stomach, and just cultivating more and more control, more and more balance. And we'll see how that leads into the rest of the session. Okay, let's have a go at this. So I'm going to work through the same ideas that I had at the beginning. Thoracic extension, protraction of the shoulders. I want to get up nicely, give myself the best possible chance of the rest of the set. So, I feel so tempted by that wall to help myself. Okay, right, let's go. I think that's right. Whew. Okay, felt like pretty good control. I'm going to watch the video back. Okay, not too bad at all. Very good control. However, big mistake with the legs because I was bending the knees first rather than the hip. The hip being the thing which brings the leg down. So we're going to have another look at that from the side this time and see if I can improve on the movement. Here I am. Okay, the hip action, which is a hinging action, is going to bring my quads closer to my chest, which when I'm upside down is going to feel like my hips moving that way. Yeah, away from me. So let's have a go and see how we get on. Right, hips are over that way. Press the hips. Now, let's have a go at this. Okay. Woo, my forearms. Wow, something's happened there. Okay, so really good control in the handstand. And that was hard work, actually. Sort of felt like I was going to fall over on every single one of them, but I didn't, so that's good. Again, we'll watch back the video, we'll see what's going on. Okay, much happier with that. That actually looks really good. It looks really good. It's like a proper horizontal tuck. I do it with my legs apart, and I don't know, there are differences between different people's bodies, but I have like massive thighs, like relative to the rest of me. And I don't know, I think that it's going to be difficult for me to get them together in that position. But letting them come down and away and prioritizing that hip movement feels really, really good. And being able to see that my body's in that lovely straight line is fantastic, as well as the really, really open shoulder position. So I'm super pleased with that. Let's do one more video of that and see if I can put my thighs together. What I'll do is I'll go through the motion and then I'll put my knees together, trying to keep the same plane or the level, and see if I can just debunk my big thigh theory. Okay, here we go. The question of the session: are Jamie's two thighs big to do a proper tuck position? Let's find out. Okay, keep working the good technique. Oh, thoracic extension. Feel the connection to the ground. Wow, I'm so good. And a bit of a prat, obviously. Right, you've already seen it. I haven't seen it. Let's have a look. Okay, so I have two thoughts about that movement. I think that my thighs come up a little bit from the horizontal, and I felt a lot of pressure or strain through my lower back when I put my legs together, which feels like there could be more length there. And this was the other thing that it brought me to think about, is that I think my shoulders can open more. I think I can get taller and longer on top of them, and that might help it to just dunk down into position. I'm sort of inclined to give it one more go today, because I had another thought. Oh, the other thing I want to say, which was really positive about that, is that this idea of the hip hinge, the upside down hip hinge, brings my legs to that 45-degree position so easily. Or is it a 90-degree position? Whatever it does, bringing them down to the horizontal, it's so easy. It's so easy, and I'm not even doing a thing with my knee anymore. It's such a small movement, that brings about quite a big change. So that's a really good find from today. So I want to keep that. Could I get up? I feel like I know I could get longer through my shoulders, if I'm really honest with myself. I think the reason that I don't extend fully is that I'm afraid of losing control of the balance. Yeah, I think that's it. So I want to try this one more time. I'm going to really prioritize length and opening of the shoulders. That's obviously the most important thing, because this is what gives us control in the one arm position ultimately. It's why I'm doing all of these build-up exercises, is to build towards the one arm. So I should absolutely be prioritizing the best possible technique at this point of the session. So I want to do one more, following through with the experiment. Full shoulder extension, or the best shoulder extension that I can muster. That's what I've been going for throughout the whole sort of warm-ups and all of that. And then just seeing about this, a bit more extension in my lower back. Let's have a look. Okay, once again, just rejigging myself. Gym is very busy, so let's make sure I'm side on to the camera so we get a nice assessment. I come to here. Hope I don't kick this wall. All right, let's see. So, oh, big bang. Don't know if you can hear the big bang, so I've put the noise canceller on here. That felt a lot better. Let's watch. Okay, kind of funny situation with that one, where I think it actually kind of looks pretty much the same, but it was definitely such a better experience. I think just the shoulders were better. The shoulders were objectively better. They were fully open, fully pressing to the fullest range that I had, and that completely took away the tightness sensation in my lower back, and it really felt like my legs were able to just fall into the position. So it's really Yeah, I was really happy I went back and did that one again. Okay, I'm going to move on to one arm transfers now. The way that I'm going to go about this is I'm going to do press into handstand via straddle, because I had a really nice sensation the other day when I did this. I want to think about my trapezius muscle diminishing away, like shriveling away to nothing, so that the serratus and all of that thoracic extension become really, really dominant as I come up into the position. And then what I'm going to start with is, let's do 20-second hold on each arm in straddle with support that is. Okay, cool, right. So I have absolutely no way of timing this, and I know I don't trust my brain, so probably not going to do 20 seconds on each arm, but I'll try my best. Let's have a go. So set the position. Let's try. Diminishing of the triceps. Whew. All right, let's have a look at that. Okay, firstly, very, very pleased with that. I think that one arm position, if I was in that one arm position with the arm away, like holding control, that would just be beautiful. That'd be an amazing one arm position. I don't have any problem with it at all. So very pleased with that, Jamie. I noticed going in, I said diminishing of the tricep. And the tricep is a super active muscle in the handstand. I meant diminishing of the trapezius, which is the shoulder. This one wants to get out of the way so that the arm can get as above the head as it possibly can. I'm really pleased I did all of that activation beforehand. Felt super steady on the arm, particularly on the right arm. I counted. I think I did about 10 seconds on each arm, so not quite getting the 20. That's just really hard. I haven't got a way to. I don't want to look around at a timer. I haven't got anyone here to time it, so I'm just going to go with this for today. But yeah, that left arm, however, is dipping quite a lot. So the way I want to fix that is I'm going to go for it first, because it was the second arm in the sequence, so there is that. I'm going to go for it first on my second round, and prior to transferring, I want to make sure that shoulder extension, that thoracic extension, the serratus protracting the arm is really, really engaged, because then I can go, right, good, that's in place. Then I'm going to concentrate on that trapezius diminishing away. For me, that really is the thing which just lets my body drift over into position, and then just keeping my elbow locked. And we'll see if we can get 20 seconds still on that one, and then we'll go again on the other side. Okay, here we go. If you are enjoying watching my handstand training, seeing how I'm decoding these situations and helping myself progress and get better, and you're thinking, I wonder if Jamie could do this for me. The answer is yes, I can. I can do this for you. I can look at you in the same way I'm looking at myself and go, right, you need these exercises to prepare those muscles to do X. And then when we're actually training, I can go, right, you're going to do da-da-da-da-da, and you'll get better. You'll get better at whatever it is you want to do. So for now, I'm going to carry on with getting better at what it is that I want to do. So again, prioritizing the protraction, you're good, and allowing for that movement to come up. And then starting on this left side, extension through the arm, diminishing of the tricep. I'm good, I'm ready to go. So yeah, I was really, really pleased with that side. I just felt this one twisting. I think I dropped a bit as I came into it, and I just really didn't want to fight to keep it there. Let's have a look and see what happens. Okay, once again, I am super pleased with the position. I think the positions look brilliant. I haven't got a problem with them. What I'm going to do in my next set is have a look at it from the side on, and let's see what's going on there. Maybe that will reveal some demons. Yeah, when I transferred to the right, there was something not quite right, and I thought, let's just see how this one falls. Sometimes sort of allowing that fall can give you a little bit of information about why it happened. So I had a bit of a rotational twisty thing going on, a little bit too much activity in my hips and my legs. So I think that was just going to inevitably pull me out. And once I was up on the arm, I hadn't set myself up very well. It's tricky with going to the second arm, you know, once you've done one transfer. So I think probably more time in the center would be good. But I will do that one first on the second round. Also, again, super pissed off with my filming in this video. It's really not good. I do apologize. Cutting off my hands here, people walking through. Well, I don't blame the people walking through. That gives it a sense of atmosphere, no? But busy in the gym, so a lot of moving around. So yeah, I'll try to get my hands in on the next shot, and we will go again. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Don't want to be too close to the wall, because otherwise I'm going to kick it. All right, let's see. I could blame that fall on touching the wall, but it was me. All right, I'm just going to go up again, see if I can get this left side. Okay. Oh, gosh. It's such a weird use of energy. Because you can see it's so still. It's so still now, but like keeping it that still, every single movement, every single like adjustment that the body wants to make that challenges the balance, it's like like just feeling my arm, like my forearms are pumped, my shoulder to keep it in the integrity of that position, the concentration required to just because like my mind flies around trying to pay attention to each mistake that's happening. And then I just about notice that my shoulder is slipping out of position, which is actually why the mistakes are happening in the first place. And I managed to go, oh, right, shoulder back in position, shoulder back in position. And you have to trust that the shoulder back in position is actually going to mitigate the mistakes and the errors and get rid of the things which are making it feel uncomfortable. Even though you don't feel like you're directly addressing them, you feel like, oh, I've got to sort this out. It's like, but I sort it out by putting myself back in position. But I was really pleased with that. I thought that was really nice and still. I'm looking forward to watching it. Okay, there we go. I've done my 3 lots of holds in the positions, and I think they got better and better. I was really pleased looking back at that video. I'm so happy with the line that I'm creating through my shoulder in the one arm transfer. I really think that I'm onto something very, very good there. And the way that I built the session up, prioritizing the activation of the muscles, what I wanted them to do, has set me up really, really well. And also just the thought and the intention I came with in here is like, I really want to see this one arm happening. So what does my body need in order for that to happen? That was the mindset, I suppose, going into this session. Is like, if I really want to see this happen, what does my body need to experience? What situation do I have to put it in? What environment do I have to create to bring about those adaptations, which will eventually see myself just doing this one arm as something which is easy, completely easy and within myself. And that's the feeling I'm going for. Just, yeah, I know I've got it. I know I can do it. And I'm not even necessarily interested in it. It's something I can play with, something I can enjoy. And this session for me has taken away a lot of the agony around it, because it's something I want to do so much. It can be a little bit like, oh my God, when's it going to happen? It's not happening. But I can just see that every step, all the decisions that I made, all of the information I took from what I was doing made the movements better, and it's made those one-arm transfers really, really good. So that can only inevitably lead to success down the line. I'm doing really, really well at the progression prior to the arm coming away. The arm's going to be coming away. I'm going to be balancing in no time. It's going to be fantastic. I'm going to be able to do it, no problem. Now, this is a fun part of the session where I've done all the parts that I know that I can do where I'm in complete control. So I'm going to have to hand myself over a little bit to fate, which is releasing the arm away. And I'm going to use two of my coach's pieces of advice. So Alona Zahir says that prioritizing the shoulder position, eventually the arm just lifts itself away. And I can see that because with the tuck earlier on, improving the shoulder position improved the whole position when I refocused on that and had that be the absolute priority. So let's go in with that piece of knowledge. And what do I know about my shoulder position? I know that this idea of thoracic extension and protraction really works for me. And so I'm going to use that, controlling my core, allow that position to completely solidify before I do anything else. Then I'm going to use another one of my coach's ideas. This is Dan Lydiard, who says you really want to be falling out of the one arm. No attempt to try and catch it when you release the arm. And that really served me before. I've done my longest one arm hold ever with that piece of philosophy, with that idea of just let it fall. So I'm going to use Alona's ideas about the shoulder, prioritizing the shoulder to create lightness in the arm. I'm going to use my own technical knowledge about the body and everything that I've built up in this session. And I'm going to use Dan's idea of just letting it fall, just allowing it to fall, not trying to hold it at all. And I'm going to do, let's try for 3 on each side, and then we'll call it a day. Okay, here we go. Starting on the right side first, working exactly the same pattern and process that I have with all of the other ones. And then everything I just talked about, but I'm not even going to think it, I'm going to experience it. I'm going to experience those ideas in my body. Okay, cool, number 1. I quite like letting it fall. It's quite funny. Okay. Nice. I think that was okay. Let's have a go at the other side. Oof. Okay, good. Good, let's watch this back. Okay, not bad. Very good. Actually, very good. Not bad, very good. I have my points, though. My points. So, first one, Jamie, please get your hands in the shot so that people can enjoy the full picture. So I'm going to try and film it better next time for one. And then less activity in my legs on the right arm transfer. The first one I did, I think the legs looked a little bit too like, they didn't look relaxed enough. So how am I going to do that? I'm going to do more shoulders in the press, make sure those shoulders are really locked in, and then my legs can completely settle and they're not going to secretly pull me out of the position. Activity in the legs means the legs are going to want to try and get back to the ground, and they want to take the work away from the shoulder, and we don't want that. We want the work in the shoulder. So that was great. Then on that right side transfer, the arm flew up way too quickly. So smoother, slower arm. You might not even think about taking it up. Smoother, slower arm on that side. And then actually the left side was better. I had a bit of a funny wonkiness happening in my hips. I'm not going to try and fix that because I want to keep the priority in the shoulder, but I had the weight in the thumb here. Weight in the thumb when you're doing one arm. This again, that's something that Dan Lydiard has said to me, the weight in the thumb. And I can feel why, because when you're one arming, you've got these 3 fingers which are really controlling that weight. Like these 2 are there obviously as well. But if you imagine it like this, can you see? And create this little tripod. So I've got this line between my thumb and my little finger, and the weight wants to sit just in that nook there where I can control it with this thumb. And if it goes over there, then bam, I control it there. I've also got it on the forwards because the weight can move around all over the place when you're in one arm. So that was really good on the left arm. So points for the next one. Film properly, less activity in the legs, much smoother release, much slower with the arm, Jamie, much slower. And then same on the other side. My spot, I know where I'm putting my hands down. Just here, should be in shot. Okay, right. Less activity in the legs, smoother arm, keep everything else the same. Okay, better potentially. We'll forget about it for now. Let's have a look at the other side. Whew. Okay, interesting. They both did the same thing again, didn't they? Let's have a look. Okay, my key takeaway from that is that I think the right can learn from the left. The left is falling back in, which is really good. We actually want it to fall back in like that. This little bit of hair looks really funny. Yeah. Yeah. So why is the left falling back in? The left has had this really good thing about the weight being on the thumb. And now that I think about it, I don't have such an acute sensation of that on my right hand side. So the less activity in the legs was really good. The shoulder prioritization was really good. Slower arm was really, really good. So let's see if on the next round, I'm going to try to prioritize weight into the thumb on my right hand side in the same way that I do on my left, and see if that can lead it to, see if that deals with this falling out over the top thing, if we can get something different. The left hand side, I actually want to just keep doing the same thing. I'm quite happy with how that's going. I think that looks like it's a good position. My body just needs to learn how to control it. Okay, let's go. Right, I've got my spot again. Last one of these. Okay, at this point in the session, my body's actually moving really nicely. So I'm gonna allow for, sort of trust those things to be in place and take a little bit of my mental power away from thinking so much about all of these things and just let them roll and concentrate on this weight placement in the arm. Now, even as I say that, I do want to keep working this thoracic extension in shoulder position because that's what's made it work the whole way through. So in fact, scratch all of that. I'm going to do exactly what I've been doing the whole way through the session. I'm going to work through it step by step, but at the point of the transfer, I'm going to make sure the weight's in the thumb. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Woohoo! Yeah, so much better. It worked. Okay, right. Let's have a go at the left. Oh, yeah. Still good on that side. I think my shoulder kicked out under here. I had a kind of blind spot sensation, like I didn't have control of it. So that's going to be more shoulder activity required on this side, which is just more of the same as what I've been working the whole way through the session. Probably more conditioning, more strengthening needed, more time in the transfer position. This arm isn't quite as strong, but really good. Let's watch those back. Okay, there we go. All finished up with that training session for today, and gosh, it was really good fun. Gosh, I really enjoyed that. I feel really, really happy. Really happy about everything that I did just then in that session. I'm probably going to do a little bit more after I finish filming this, just because I'm interested and have a little bit of a play around. But yes, that was really, really brilliant. Really well executed session. Very good thinking beforehand of I really want to do this skill. What does my body need to experience in order to develop this skill? That was like the, that wasn't even technical thinking. That was like the dream, you know, the abstract dream. Like, oh, really want to do a one-arm handstand. I'd love to do a one-arm handstand. Wouldn't it be amazing if I could do a one-arm handstand? And then what I did in my position with, what am I, 28, started competitive gymnastics at 15, started training at 12. Does that give me 16 years of experience, something like that? 16 years of experience in training my body, and then 7 years of international competition in gymnastics, exposure to high-level coaches, left, right, and centre since the very first day. I was very lucky with that. I think I had something like 5 or 6 high-performance coaches in my time as a gymnast. I got to sit in on, what are they called? Seminars, online seminars with Russian national coaches talking about their training procedures. So what I'm meaning in that is I delved into my bank of experience and knowledge. How can I make this dream come true? And then, as well as that, so that's the gymnastics side, I then also have had, 4 hand balancing coaches in the last 3 years who I've worked with to a very sort of like very particular level. And then I've been at a world-class strength and conditioning gym for the last 3 years, Commando Temple, surrounded by fantastic, fantastic minds, loads and loads of knowledge. I have all of the input and support, the massive, massive valuable input and support from my Aunt Julia, who's a teacher of life skills, helps me to work with my inner field, my inner being, anything which is stuck, anything which needs to be resolved just within my own self, within my own personhood. And those are all of the tools which I use today to make this relatively simple looking session come about, and to give myself that wonderful experience at the end of actually seeing this thing develop, this one arm handstand. It was incredible. So what did we do? We warmed up, got my body just standard warm up. I did some foam rolling, which I read about in my textbook today. So that was something which came to me today. And it felt really good to do the foam rolling. And then I did my isometric warm up, which I really fundamentally believe in. Get the body generating power, create warmth, heat, activation, a real sense of grounding. Always helps me, always helps my clients. And then I moved into that shoulder activation exercise that had 2 thoughts, which is that I know that my coach Alona says to prioritize the shoulders. The shoulders is what makes it happen. We saw that exemplified within the session. We saw the tuck hold develop when I prioritized the shoulder. We also saw my one arms get better when I prioritized the shoulder. And so I put that into my warm up. If I'm going to prioritize the shoulder, I want those muscles which are in the shoulder, which do the job, to be really fired and really understand what it is that they are doing. Now, that came to me the other day when I was doing some front squats. I was like, oh, this feels a little bit like my protracted position for my handstand. I'm going to use that next time. So that's being intuitive. That's paying attention to what's going on all the time. This is not something which gets done in one training session. It's rounds and rounds and rounds. And being aware that there may be clues coming to you from lots of different locations. The universe conspires to help you realize your dream when you are aligned within yourself. But we have to clear away the blockages within ourselves which prevent us from seeing that. Because we are the universe, why wouldn't we want us to do the things that we wanted us to do? Yes, and then what did I move on to from there? I was into my technical exercises, my jump ups into tuck. I went to a different part of the gym. Moving around, that's good as well. It's good to move around. It's good to put yourself in different environments. And that all went really nicely. Then I came back in here and I had that really good bit of fun doing the tucks up and down. I found out about the hinging action, which I already knew about, to be fair, but I suppose I'd let it sort of slip. Now, this is a place where filming myself and looking objectively at what I've seen and then giving myself a coaching tip was really useful. I looked at that position, I was like, right, no, Jamie, that's not going to cut it. We've got to fix that. And then I dive into my technical knowledge bank and I go, right, how do I fix that? I'm going to do a hinging action, because these movements are the same no matter which orientation you put your body in. Now, that's something that I think people struggle to understand, that you can move a joint in the same way even if you've reorientated your body into another place. That's really, really significant, actually. And then you can also, if you know that there's a joint movement like my shoulder opening, which is very crucial in this handstand position, I can go and train that in a situation where it's easier to train it. It's very hard to open the shoulder in the handstand, because like I said, even in this moment, I was scared of losing the balance, so I didn't want to open the shoulder the whole way. However, if I take myself like to that exercise I did at the beginning and loads of other exercises, I can really train my body to want to open that shoulder. And if your body is on your side in the moment of the exercise, that is gonna help. Anyway, so I did all of that. My roll-ups to handstand were great. My one-arm holds were really, really good. Some lovely coaching in that. Got the left-hand side working a lot better, and that was prioritizing shoulder again. Again, it all came back to that zenith. It came back to what is the crucial point that is going to get me to do the thing that I want to do based on my current level of knowledge and understanding and experience, which for me is a massive wealth. Because of the life that I live, because I love skills like this, because I've sought that knowledge out. And then we got into the playful part, the fun part, and it was actually really good fun, just letting them fall over. I had no feeling of like, oh, I've got to hold these. And then because I want to hold them, I was like, right, let's apply my technical knowledge to this situation. Why are they actually falling over? And on the right-hand side, that was so awesome, getting that line, that feeling through the body of the connection. Now, there's a lot of dancing around and movement in the position, which is just going to take time to gain control of. But that's the training process. That's why I will need to do this session round and around and again and again and again. I'll need to do a lot more holding in the supported position. I'll need to do a lot more supplementary work. But it worked. It got better. You saw it. You saw me do a better progression based on my application of my technical knowledge. The technical knowledge will only help you if you have the body preparation. Your body has to be in a good state to sort of express these things. Strength is essential. Strength is the body's capacity to generate force. It's what lets you move. Everyone has strength in them. Even people who aren't strong have some degree of strength in them. If you had no strength, you would be a blob on the floor. You'd be jelly, yeah? So cultivate strength, pure strength in the areas which are important. Cultivate strength in the shoulders, both generally and specifically for the movement. Flexibility, range of movement. If you're not able to get into the space where the skill exists, you need to work to expand yourself to get into that space. Flexibility development, again, another whole area that you can work on. But it sounds like a lot, but like you saw, the video did not have very many exercises in it. The strength development does not need to have very many exercises. The flexibility does not need to have very many exercises. What you need is a clear vision of what you want to do, and that becomes the compass. You have 1,000 exercises. Oh my gosh, which one do I do? Well, if your compass is pointing in the right way, you'll have 1, 2, 3 exercises to do, and that becomes a lot simpler. And you investigate them, and they will tell you where to go next. These things are wonderful, exciting journeys where you get to really experience yourself learning something new and go to a place you've never been before without even leaving your own body. And it's really, really, really wonderful. I had a fantastic time filming this video today. And if you want help with your processes, just listen to me. Listen to the resource that I've got for my own self and how I can do my own training. I can use that for you. It would be easier for me to do it for you than for my own self, because I don't even have to do it, okay? We can work with whatever you want to do. Let's have a consultation call. Shoot me a message on my Instagram, which is @coach_jamie_, or an email, which is jamie@coachjamie.co.uk. I'll put it here. And tell me what you'd like to do. Say, Jamie, I've always wanted to do this. I love doing this. I've always wanted to do this, but I don't know where to go. Or I've been training like this for ages and I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. We can get you there. I have all the knowledge that you need. I have all the experience in my own being. I have total faith that I can get you to do what you want to do. In fact, it's not even faith. I just know it. It'll be easy. The journey might be long, but it won't be difficult. It'll be great fun. You'll really enjoy it. And I would love to help you on it. I love working with people. This has been a fantastic thing for me in my own life, and now I want to help you. So I'm going to leave it off there. I'm going to go and maybe do a little bit more, but also maybe not. Probably going to drink a milkshake. I think that'll be really, really good. Yeah, I'm going to go and drink a milkshake. If you enjoyed this video, give me a like, give me a subscribe, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next one.